What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Life Stance Podcast. I am your host, Trey Culata. Thank you so much for pressing play and joining me today. I have a very important question to ask you. As we get into today's podcast, we are just going to dive right in, because I know already that if you chose to press play, that means that you are looking to support yourself in some way on this journey through life and figuring out what the hell is going on around here, what it all means, and how we can kind of distill it down in order to experience more joy and more prosperity in our lives and to live life more authentically. So, question of the day. Do you feel as though your life has meaning, purpose, and meaning? Because here's the thing. I've been obviously giving this a lot of thought with all of the things that have been going on in my life over the past 3 to 6 months. And, with my mom passing and thinking about the legacy that she left behind. And now the torch that I need to carry in order to, raise my kids and support, my family and our goals. And I've just been thinking a lot about what it all means. And I know for a fact, and I know you know this too, deep down, that we weren't put here to go to work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and then come home and sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix series until we die, and then party on the weekends. And you know what I mean? Like, that's not why we're here. And if that is all we do in this life, is just run on this treadmill around and around and around, week after week, and then eventually, months after months and years after years, decade after decade, and you get to the end and it's like, what the hell did I even contribute in this life? What meaning do my day-to-day actions have? Do my year over year actions have? These are things that I wish I would have been thinking about 10, even 20 years ago, because now I'm in my mid 40s, and maybe this is when it all happens, right? Is when we start to hit these midlife crises. But people, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like a lot of us out there are really super fucking smart. So what are we doing fucking around out here? Because that's what I've been doing, I guess, for the past 43 and some odd months, years. So yeah, I mean, how do we distinguish and determine the meaning in our lives? And the only one answer that I think makes the most sense is to create. We are put here to create something. And it's different from one person to the next, exactly what that is. Some people create experiences. Some people, like me, build houses and campers, and other people contribute by creating memories with their kids. And it can be so convoluted. And I have not felt like recording or podcasting for the past couple of weeks because I've been really busy tying up the loose ends with my mom's estate, because that's all kind of coming to a close, thankfully, and opening up some more mental real estate, we'll call it, for me to be able to start recording again. But I've just been kind of in a funk, just overall in a funk. And sometimes I've sat around and I'm like, how long is too long to be sitting in a funk about this? And thinking about my mom's life. And as I was going through her office, and sorry, I'm getting a little emotional, going through her things, I'm like, she left me behind a legacy that I need to carry on in raising strong women, right? So my 2 little girls who are currently 9 and 11, I owe them that. And that is currently what I feel like sometimes I sacrifice my own life and my own happiness and my own sanity for the sake of like supporting them and their dreams and their goals, because they're both so different, and it can stress me out because I'm driving around a lot and I have a lot to take care of. But, you know, when I think about the meaning of my life, I just want to know that when I get to the end that I created and I built something and I utilized my time wisely to create and build something that lasts beyond me and passes down to my kids and my grandkids. So, if I even have any grandkids, who knows? But anyway, none of that matters. What matters is you understanding that if you are trying to figure out what the meaning is in your life, you can't do it by just running this run-of-the-mill bullshit fucking life and just going through the motions. You have to push yourself. You have to have goals. You have to have something that you are working towards. And for instance, you know, I don't know what's going to happen with this podcast. And honestly, I kind of don't care. I mean, part of me does care, of course, but the other part of me is like, if nothing else, it's something that I enjoy doing, and it's something that will essentially just be a record of the things that I did, and like a living, breathing journal, right? A vlog. So back in the day, we just called them journals. So, and that's fine. That's fine. But I was at a conference, a parent-teacher conference with my youngest daughter, Ember, and they had written stories about the characters in their lives, and they were all posted outside of the classroom on the wall where anybody could read them. And I read my daughter's, and, you know, specifically she mentions me, and, you know, my mom is 43 years old, and she has a podcast. And I thought to myself, that part of my life, even though right now it's fairly, you know, small in terms of the percentage of time that I dedicate to it, means a lot to her. That's how she views me, as Mommy the podcaster, which I thought was kind of cute and special. That means something to her. And because it means something to her, it means something to me. And so I decided to get motivated and push myself to record a podcast because I did not feel like it. I have not felt like it for the past couple of weeks. And I hate the I don't feel like it's, because you will talk yourself out of something more easily than you will talk yourself into it. But knowing that that's how somebody else views me, somebody that I care for, that and I want to be a good example for, is obviously more important than me not feeling up to it. So I'm showing up today, guys, and that's half the battle in the search for meaning in your life, is just showing the fuck up. It's just showing up for the things that you want to do in your life. If you want to become a pro athlete, you got to show up every freaking day and train. You want to be a writer? You got to write every freaking day. Can I podcast every day? I wish I had the time. But let's get back to those 2 a weeks. You know what I mean? Not once every 2 weeks. I've been slacking. Okay. And I'm not here to make excuses, but yeah, I kind of got hit with a couple bombs this year. So it is what it is. And I'm just going to pick myself up and keep going. Just because I had, you know, some inconsistencies doesn't mean that I can't get back up on the horse and try again. And that's the difference between people who make it in this life and realize the things that they want to accomplish and see happen for themselves is that they just keep showing up. Even when it's fucking hard, even when they don't feel like doing it, even though they failed 100 times. Like me. I have failed easily 100 plus some times, but I'm here for 101. And eventually, it's going to add up to a lifetime of where I knew that I gave it my all. And there's going to be some wins. I mean, just law of averages, right? The numbers. Mathematics, baby. It's just mathematics. As one of my best friends, Sal, always likes to say, the greatest baseball players of all time only had a batting average of .333, I think it is, right? 1/3 of their times at bat. So keep that in mind as you go on and continue on your quest for the search for meaning in your life. Because it's not like just a one sentence little blurb or one thing that you need to do or see or achieve. It's a series of things. It's a becoming of, that constant growth. The tree always continues to grow, right? And it starts out, an oak tree starts out as like a little tiny acorn and just continues to grow, and the rings and the rings. And pretty soon you've got this humongous, beautiful shade tree that bears fruit and all the things, but it never stops growing. It just keeps continuing to grow out and upward. And that's what this is all about. So anyway, I hope that had some message in there that resonates with you, because I'm kind of just out here getting something off my chest that's top of mind for me as I still am going through the phases of grief and all that. And trying to put my life, get some semblance of my regular life back together. So anyhow, that's going to do it for today, my friends. If you got anything out of it, I would super appreciate it if you gave it a like or share to somebody else like-minded who might be, struggling with figuring out what the meaning is in their life. As always, I love you all. Until next time, let's dance.